let's talk Is God Is. Twin. We gotta talk. Y'all, I really enjoyed this movie. I really like this movie. If I had to rate this movie, I would give it an 8.5, honestly, out of 10. I would give it an 8.5 out of 10 because it was so good. Like, I felt like the way they told the story was really good too, but I'll get into that. So let's just get into what the movie is and what it's about. If you have not seen it already, if you're coming in here, just to let you know, there will be spoilers in this video, so just please be aware there will be spoilers. I feel like I can't make a review without spoilers. I'm gonna have to talk about it. This is a chat. We're talking about the movie. So if you haven't seen it, I would suggest watching the movie first and then coming back and watching this review and we can chat about it. But there will be spoilers. So let's get into Is God Is. So Is God Is a dark neo-western revenge thriller directed by Alicia Harris. This is my first time appearing her. I don't know if I've ever watched any of her movies before. I might have to check her out because I really liked this and I liked her style. She was really good. The story follows twin sisters who embark on a cross-country quest to find and kill their abusive father. The film notably blends elements of psychological drama, dark comedy, and Afro-surrealism. And honestly, they hit the mark on all of those. So let's get into discussing the movie. So the thing that I really liked about this movie, I felt like they used a lot of different elements in this movie. Like, they used perspective and like the way that you see things in like a really cool way. Like, I felt like how they had the twins talking telepathically and like how they were able to speak to each other. I felt like the music that they used when they were doing that, I really loved it. It gave it like a eerie kind of vibe to it. But like when they would talk to each other telepathically and then you had to like read what they were saying, I really like that because twins can do that. Like twins really be feeling each other's pain, and like I really liked how they did that. And even with like the camera angles and stuff like that, like how they showed perspective, like the cut screens, like when they showed the twins and like they all arrived and you was able to see all their faces like simultaneously. Like it was one twin, the guy twins here and then the girl twins here, and like you saw all their faces. Like I really liked the camera angles and like the way that they showed the movie, like the perspective of the movie. Like I really enjoyed that. Like it really enhanced it to me, and I feel like it really brought us into the movie. Like I like when films or shows do that. Like I like when they go against the grain, and I feel like this movie went against the grain a lot of times, and I liked it. I felt like what really brought us into the movie was that one scene when she was okay, so on this part, when I'm saying she, I'm talking about Reese. So just so you know. She was with the twin brother and she was trying to not trap him, but like we already knew she was about to do some damage because she called her sister ugly. But when she came in and she started dancing, they called her sister ugly, whatever, and she came and she started dancing, and then she took him into the room and she broke the fourth wall and she looked at us. I loved it because in that moment I was on her side. Like I mean, I didn't want her to do what she did. Like I felt like she started while I liked her a lot though, but we're gonna get to that. I liked her a lot, but I felt like when she broke the fourth wall and she looked at us and was like, yeah, it's about to go down, I was like, yes girl, f him up. I was like, fuck him up. I really like, while I was watching this movie, I just kept relating it to, I want to say myself, like the rational person, and then you have the off the rails like one side, the good person on this shoulder, the bad person on this shoulder, and it's like I'm like, that's really a battle between me and myself. Like I be feeling like that's how I talk to myself, like how Reese would talk to Anaya and be like you acting like a little I'm like that. I do, but then I'll be having to check myself and I'll be like Anaya and be like, you doing too much, like, you know, like you doing too much. I like the chemistry between them two. Like I really feel like it showed the dynamic of twins, how twins can be so similar and so close, but yet so different. So, okay, let's just get to the point. So, pretty much what ends up happening in the story is you have Reese, who is more of like the reckless twin, and like she's like goes off of her emotions and she just don't think twice, and she like, boom, how I feel is how I feel.
How we gonna live with ourselves if we do this? This destiny type shit.
And then you have Anaya, who is more of the rational twin, more of like, let's not do this, maybe we can find a better idea, this is maybe not the best thing that we should do. So you got two polar opposite twins. So pretty much what ends up happening is Reese and Anaya end up getting a call from their mom, or a letter actually. They end up getting a letter from their mom and telling them to pull up because they need to talk or whatever. So they pull up, and their mom, who is Vivica Fox, which I was really excited to see Vivica in this movie. I haven't seen her in something in a really long time, and I feel like she did a really good job in this movie, so kudos to her.
Make your daddy dead. Real dead.
This seem a little crazy.
So the mom was like, all right, I'm gonna need y'all to kill y'all dad. I'm gonna need y'all to make your daddy dead. Real dead, because he tried to burn me in the fire, and that's why you guys are burned and look like that or whatever. Because Anaya is the twin. She's more of the soft twin, and like I said, she's more of the rational twin. She has burn marks on her face, and she's been called ugly and stuff like that for a majority of her life. While you have Reese, who only has burns on her arms, so she's considered the pretty twin, while you have Anaya, who is considered the ugly twin because she has burns all over her face. And with that being said, it shows that Reese always had to kind of like protect Anaya or stick up for Anaya, or felt like she had to, because like she loved her sister, and whenever like somebody called her ugly, it was a trigger word for Reese. Even though it wasn't towards her, but it was a trigger word towards Reese throughout this whole movie, because everything got crazy, I feel like most of the time, is when somebody called her sister ugly. Anytime somebody called her sister ugly, that's when she was ready to rumble. Even in the beginning, like in the opening scene when they're like little kids and they're just on the playground, and two little kids go by and they're like, oh, she's ugly. Even at that time, that's when it started. That's showing you like that's when it started, and she always since then is gonna have her sister's back. And I feel like it also goes with the twin thing, because even though Reese only got burned on her arm, she knows what that burn feels like on her arm. So I feel like she feels the burn, not feel the burn, but she feels, she can only imagine what her sister went through having that go on her face. And then also her being a twin, she feels her pain. So whenever someone is calling her sister ugly, I feel like she feels the pain that her sister feels, even though her sister may not want to speak up and say it. She still feels that, and she's like, yeah, nah, I'm gonna protect you because you ain't gonna say something, I'm gonna say something. Now, I'm gonna say throughout this whole movie, I was really messing with Reese until she caught that body, until she killed Angie. When she killed Angie, I was like, okay, you wildin'. But I knew she was gonna do something crazy, because like I said, she was the reckless twin. So I knew she was gonna do something crazy as soon as Angie spit on her. I was like, girl, why would you do that? And it was so crazy because I thought Angie was gonna be on their side, because they're showing us like she also broke the fourth wall. I forgot she did. So there was 2 times when they broke the fourth wall. Angie broke the fourth wall too, which made me think that Angie was gonna be like, okay, like they coming to kill him, maybe I could get their inheritance. I don't know, because she was getting beat on as well. So I'm like, okay, maybe she's gonna be like, once she find out what they trying to do, she's gonna be like, all right, let me know what we gotta do. But completely did not go the way that I thought it was gonna go. She got killed. She got killed really bad. But yeah, once I felt like they caught that first body, it was over. Like, once you caught that first body, now y'all gotta go through with it. Now y'all gotta kill him. Even though I feel like he had to go anyway, because he was a terrible person. Like, that, he was terrible. And then for him to even try to come back, not come back, but for them to come back and see him, and then him try to act like he is a changed person and he don't do all that stuff, I knew that was BS. I knew he was lying. I knew that was BS. Even like with the church lady, you left her when she was pregnant. Not even just that, you tried to burn your wife. Like, you burned your wife and your kids. Like, you're a terrible person. You will always be a terrible person. I don't think you could ever come back from that. Like, if you can. And then he had the nerve to say, I felt like it was the right thing that I should have done in those circumstances. Oh yeah, you're crazy. Like, yeah, you're psycho. I forgot where I was at. we chatting, so we just having a good time. So yeah, she ended up telling her to make your daddy dead. So they go on the hunt to try to find their dad, and they run into, I guess, some girl that he used to mess with or whatever. She runs a church. She clearly is like one of those like,
yeah, one of those kind of religious people. I didn't really know how to explain it, so I let the clip do it.
So he ends up leaving her while she's pregnant with their son Ezekiel, which he comes back in the story later. But she lets them know, like, oh, he's a good man. How do you have a good man and stuff like that? And it was just like, ma'am, okay. But he left her when she was pregnant with Ezekiel, so she's sitting there and she waiting for him to come back. So they're like, all right, we ain't got time for you, whatever. They stole her address book, and then they ended up finding out where his lawyer was. Now, his lawyer is played by McKeely Williamson. I've seen him in a bunch of things. But when they get to his lawyer, was trying to tell them, don't look for your dad is danger. And I thought it was interesting because he said to Reese in that moment, he was like, you look like your dad in your eyes. Like, your eyes, you have the same eyes as your dad. So in that sense, pretty much saying like, she's a killer. Like, and this is before they caught their first body. So he's like, oh yeah, you have your dad's eyes. Like yeah, I see you. Like, I know you a dangerous one. Like, I know you're a dangerous one. Which is another thing that I wanted to bring up, which I forgot about. Well, I didn't forget about, but another thing that I wanted to bring up was how how Reese kept referring to her mom as God.
If we don't go now, this might be our last chance to see God.
God.
She made us, didn't she?
But I did like how when she said that, and she was like, oh, she's God. She made us, didn't she? And then Aunt Annie was like, God gonna strike you down for saying that, because it's like, your mom ain't God. I mean, I get it. She is like God, but she ain't God. And I found that interesting because it foreshadowed what happens at the end. It foreshadowed the death of Reese because she ended up dying at the end. And I found that kind of interesting, and I felt like it was not because like it had a lot to go with it, because I mean she caught a lot of bodies. Like, throughout the movie, she caught a lot of bodies. She kind of had to go. I felt like that also went in with maybe like Annie could finally be her own person and like learn how to grow on her own without her sister, because her sister was always her protection, was always there to protect her, even to the point like of catching bodies and just killing people, because a lot of the people that she started killing did not need to die. Honestly, all the people that she killed did not have to die. The only person that I felt like needed to die was the dad. The dad had to go. And what was his name? Because I love him. Sterling K. Brown? Yeah, he had to go. Like, he had to go in this movie because he was a terrible person. But everybody else that she ended up offing, they didn't deserve that. Even the twins. Like, even the brother, like, he was an asshole, which was interesting to me because wasn't the twin brothers giving Will and Carlton? Yeah, I can't say the twin brothers was not giving Will and Carlton the looks and then even the personality. Like, you had the cool, tall, probably on the sports team, whatever, jock kind of brother, and then you got the nerdy kind of brother who kind of want to do the right thing, which I felt like was very parallel as well. That was very parallel to Reese and Annie, like their twin dynamic, how one of them is like shy and reserved and the other one is like, all right, let's get it, let's let's just do it, like it's cool. Like I like that parallel. That was really cool. And I feel like there was a lot of instances where they were trying to show the chaoticness of Reese and how she could be like her dad. Because even in the beginning, like when she was talking to Ani, I hope I'm saying her name right, but when she was talking to Ani and was like, oh, when you were crying when the dog died and stuff like that, like I was in the movies like, I mean, yeah, like that's I feel like, wouldn't most people cry if like you killed a dog? Like I'm like, okay. And then like even her ways of trying to kill the dad were extreme. Like she was like drowning, she said a hammer, she said to push him off a cliff. So they were really trying to show like how different they were in like their dynamics and how crazy she actually was and how she was like the dad. But I was on her side. Like I was on her side a lot. Like even I was feeling her energy. I liked her. The actress who played her is Cara Young, and Cara Young, you killed that role. Like I really enjoyed your performance. Like I felt like her facial expressions, like it was little subtle things that she was doing that I really liked, and I felt like really brought the character to life. And like even when she was like in that car like jamming, like after they came back from the lawyer and she was like jamming, like I knew exactly what she felt like. She was like, yeah, I'm doing it. Like in that moment she was like, yeah, we killers. Like I'm out for, no, in that moment she was like, I'm out for blood.
I don't want nothing but blood.
And she was feeling it, and she was like, it is what it is. And I was feeling her. I was so here for it. Because I was like, yeah, he gotta go. Like, I was on her side whole time. Until she killed Angie. She killed Angie, and I was like, damn, girl, why you do that? You didn't have to do that. You did not have to do that. Angie hurt herself while they were all fighting the twin brothers and stuff like that, and then they ended up meeting up with the dad. It was left with Annie and the dad talking, and I'm like, that's the worst person to be talking to him, because she needed to pull the trigger immediately. Or he needed to die immediately. There was no time. He didn't have to talk. We didn't have to hear anything that he had to say. He had to just go. Like if that was Reese would have been like, boom, immediately. Nothing with no ifs, ands, or buts about it, no conversation. She would have been like, boom, gotta go. But no, she gave him the chance to talk and say and try to manipulate her into thinking that he was a different person, and he wasn't. He still was an asshole and an ain't shit person, and they ended up getting him. They ended up beating him down with that rock sock. They beat him down. They were tussling him down with that rock sock. Ended up putting him in the bathroom and burned him the exact way that he burnt their mom. I thought that was great. That was a great ending. And then it got sad because I did not expect this to happen. And then he grabbed Reese and she got pulled into the fire and she ended up dying. And like I said, I felt like she kind of had to die. Like it was a sad moment, but also it was like it kind of needed to happen because she was out of control. She was out of control. She was a wild case. I liked her though. I did. She was my other side. Like I said, it's the battle between good and bad with me sometimes, and I felt like it was a perfect representation of that. Like perfect representation of the two sides that we may have inside of us.
And I say that because I feel like genuinely she wasn't a bad person. Like even in the beginning, she didn't even want to kill her dad. Like her and Annie both were on the side of not doing it and was like, maybe we could do something else. Maybe we can find something better to do. But and then they showed the legs of their mom, and then I wish we would have actually seen what she's seen, because that is something that made her completely change her mind. And I feel like everything was valid. Like her anger was valid. Like it was so valid. That's why I was feeling her and really understanding her. But it was just she was letting her anger get the best of her. But I felt like her feelings were extremely valid. Like everything she was feeling was extremely valid.
But yeah, so I felt like she had to because she was reckless. Rightfully so, though. Rightfully so in certain cases. But it kind of had to end that way. And then also for Anna to kind of do her thing and branch off and be her own person, and at the end it ended up being just a narration between Anna, because if in the whole movie it was a narration between both of them. It was Reese narrating, and it was also Annie narrating, and then once Reese died, it was only Annie narrating. And that was another perspective thing that I really liked. Like I felt like they did that. I might even give it a 9, because I don't know, I'm not good with the whole rating thing. So like if a movie is good, it's good. So you know, I'm gonna give it a 9.
And one more thing that I wanted to touch on before ending this video is the title of the movie. The title of the movie was really interesting to me. Is God Is, because I know they kept referring to the mother as God, but I feel like it was more of like a question, like, is God? And it's like, yes, he is. So is God is? Yes. Is God? Yes, he is. Like whatever the question is, whatever it is that you're asking, it's like, yes, he is. He is. Is he? Because I felt like that too, because it was like, is he forgiving? Is he revengeful? Is he merciful? Is he whatever, anything? Like, and it's like, yeah, God is it all. I don't know. That was just what I took from it.
But I really liked it. Let me know what you guys thought about this video. Let me know what you guys thought about Is God Is. Did you like it? Did you not like it? What did you like about it? What did you not like about it? I hope you guys enjoyed this chat. I know I just be rambling, but you know what? That's what this is about. It's about us just talking about the movie and just, you know, just chatting. So let me know what you guys think. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Another thing that I found interesting, I felt like this movie kind of gave me Queen and Slim vibes a little bit, and it gave me Sworn vibes. I don't know if you guys ever seen Sworn. That was the movie, well, it was a TV series about a girl who was a super fan of someone, and pretty much Beyonce, allegedly Beyonce, and that was such a good show. I really